Hey Flosstube, I am Danielle or Love and Stitchin' on Instagram, and this is my channel all about cross stitch. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is actually episode number 4, and today is Thursday, June 17th, 2021. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has stuck with me through these 4 episodes, and anyone new who is joining. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope you see something that you like. I did have a couple shout outs that I wanted to say a big thank you to, and that is Kristin the Cow Stitcher. And I watch all of her videos. I've been watching her for a long time. We stitch a lot of the same things, so it's really cool to get inspiration from her. So if you're joining from her, thank you so much for stopping by and checking everything out. And then Courtney with CourtneyStitchesPlease tagged me in her Instagram post and mentioned me in her Flosstube. And so I went over and was able to check her out and subscribe. And I loved seeing that we're stitching a lot of the same things and some different things, so that was really fun. And she also has her daughter who joins her a little bit, which is really cute to see the two of them together and get to see her stitching as well. I love when the younger generation is also stitching, and hopefully one day I'll get to teach my kids how to stitch. I did ask my son if I could teach him how to cross stitch, because he tells me that he loves my stitching and he always wants to see what I'm working on, and he's helped me a little bit, put in a couple stitches here and there on things. And he told me when he turned 5 that I could teach him. So he just turned 4, so we've got a year. So we'll see if down the line, if he really wants to learn or not when that year comes. I'll probably hold him to it and remind him that he told me when he was 5 that I could teach him. So it's been about 3 weeks since my last video, and a lot has happened. We had our beach trip that we were going on right after I filmed my last video, and that was really good. We got to celebrate the 4-year-old's birthday with family down there, and then obviously we went to the beach a lot and the pool, and we got to see the Navy Blue Angels do their flying practice, which we go down to the Destin area almost every year, but we've never gotten to see them practice. My dad was in the Navy, so we're very familiar with the Blue Angels. We've seen them several times when I was a kid, but I don't think my husband had ever seen them. And obviously my kids hadn't either. And I don't think my nieces and nephews had either. So that was really cool. We actually, because of restrictions to getting on base, we couldn't get on base. There's a certain number of people that a card holder can get on as guests. And I think the museum also might be closed to a certain number of visitors, or there were some sort of regulations there, so we couldn't get on base. But Fort Pickens is right across a waterway. I don't know if it's a river, maybe. And so we were able to go to Fort Pickens, the very end of the island area or peninsula area, and get to sit on the beach and watch them practice. And that was really, really cool. The kids had a great time. We did a picnic afterwards and then kind of hung out around the fort, and the kids tried to play hide and seek and get lost and all of that, and the history was really cool for the adults. So that was a really great day. We did a little bit of shopping. I did have to work about 15 hours while we were down there, but I'm very grateful that I can take my work with me wherever we go, and it's all remote. Just need some Wi-Fi and we're good to go. So great trip. We got back, and my daughter got an ear infection, and so she just finished antibiotics. Today was a 10-day thing, so she's been feeling a lot better. We just had to finish out the medicine. My son just had a little bit of a cough, thankfully. So I think everyone is fully healthy as of this weekend. There weren't really any issues, so they were able to go back to preschool, which we're happy to have them back in preschool. And my son did do VBS last week, and it was every single day. So he normally doesn't go to preschool every day. It's 2 days a week. So every day he was getting up and going to VBS, and I think he had a great time. So that kind of sets us up for pre-K and kindergarten coming up. And I think he'll do really well when we get to that point. He loves being around people, being with his friends and his teachers, and so that's really great. Other than that, it's just back to normal, back to our schedules, back to busy work. I didn't get to do a lot of stitching while we were on vacation. I did do a little bit every night on my calendar crates, just trying to get a little bit in while I could. And then on the drive down there, I stitched, and not much on the drive back because I did get a little car sick. So just a little bit there, but now we're back to normal schedule, normal stitching. So I do have quite a bit because it has been 3 weeks, and then we do have Jolly July coming up, so I thought I would review a little bit of that. I have a ton of haul, a couple fully finished. I've been doing a lot of projects. I don't know why, I just have been wanting to put a little bit of stitching into a lot of different things that I've got going on. And I do really need to get started on all of my Mania pieces because there's a lot of them and I need to get them finished. So I'll start with previous finishes, and I had two that I picked up. So the first one is Land That I Love, and this is by Lizzie Kate. And I stitched this in 2012, I think is what that says. Yeah. So this frame is from Hobby Lobby. I don't know, I mean, it's obviously been a good 9 years, but I actually picked up a second one or maybe a third one because I stitched this twice. I stitched one for my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and all I did was it's attached to the foam core, I think. Back then is how I attached things, and then just stuck it in there. I did it to size, and so it's pretty simple, but I really love this frame, and it's a thick frame, so it just stands up on its own. And I think it's probably the DMC conversion as well, and 28 count even weave of some kind. But it sits back here with my patriotic stuff, so it looks a little bare back there right now because this is the big piece that hangs out back there. And then this is Seasons and Celebrations Summer by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I only did the top part. So there are words that go down on the bottom. I was watching The Housewives and I had most of these patterns at the time, and Priscilla only did the top part, and I thought that's genius. You know, I didn't want to do the whole thing, but I love the patterns. And I initially had thought I might do the top part and the bottom part and put them together side by side somehow. But in the end, I just decided to do the top part. And this is just a clipboard, and this is also from Hobby Lobby. And so it just clips in there onto the backer board. Both pieces are attached to sticky board or mat board, and this is probably called 4 colors. There is some fancy floss in there, so, and I think it was a mix of DMC and fancy floss that was called for, so I think it's all called for. And 28 count coffee tea dyed even weave from Hobby Lobby is what I stitched these on. So I have done all 4 of them, and it's easy just to switch them out, so I like those a lot. And that was last year that I stitched that. Okay, so fully finished. There are 4, I think. So let me grab those. The first one you guys have seen before because I showed it since I had put it all together in my last video, but I finished my bloom cup while I was in line for pickup for VBS because there was like a 30-minute car line. Usually when I got there, I just did all of that stitching. So bloom is now done. So there are all 3 of them together, and I put this one with yellow fabric on the back. So for all of my other seasons that I've done, I normally put the hello, whatever season it is, in the middle, but because I had already stitched these 2 and attached them to the red, I didn't want them all 3 to have red fabric in the back, but then I also didn't want red, red, yellow. So I offset it and I put the bloom cup in the middle. I think it's okay. And this guy, for whatever reason, is bigger than the others. I don't know if I cut the board wrong or I don't know. But it's bigger than the others. But just attached with magnets. And these are on 28 count Monaco. These might be on 27 count Linda, actually. Yeah, I think those are Linda. And then that one was definitely Monaco. So that is that finish. Officially done with all of those seasons, which I'm super happy to have those done. So I'll start with the big finish. I've been showing my progress on the Sail Away stitch with Fat Quarter Shop, and I was finally able to get it done. I stitched a little bit of it on vacation, just a little bit, and then I finally got it done while we were here back home, and I was super excited to get it done because it's a big one, and it was a lot of fun. So here's the finish, and I love it. I actually had a different fabric I had thought about that I bought, and it matches the bow. But then I found this in my stash, I think from Joann's, and I thought, okay, that's perfect because of the border. So I chose to do that one. And then this piece, the anchor was from Walmart, and I just painted it blue. And then we've got the double bow and daisy flower, because I needed something in the middle of the bow and I couldn't figure out what to do, and I had that, so it was perfect. So the white doesn't show up as well as I'd like. It's better in person, just because this is on 28 count sky blue Jobelin, and then all of the called for color and cotton. And that was my first time stitching with color and cotton, and I think they're really pretty. So I've got leftovers, so I've started my color and cotton stash, which is cool. So that's that big guy. Stick him over here. And then on the way down to the beach, I fully stitched Stars and Stripes, which I think was a freebie with Proud to Be an American by the Housewives. And this is how I finished him. And so I was able to get it fully done on the drive down. And so it was a really quick stitch. It was a 6-hour drive, but I didn't stitch the whole 6 hours. So attached to sticky board all the called for colors. Yeah, called for colors, except for, I think I've mentioned this, whenever it's bamboo, unless I buy the floss pack, I use 3865 because I just don't see the variegation with that. So I just saved that fancy floss. And this was a piece that I picked up from Hobby Lobby in the clearance section, $2.50. And I think it says I heart my hero on it. And so I just put the piece on it, and I didn't think it needed really much of anything else, since it's already got the stars and the stripes. So I really like this one. Simple, but really cute, I think. So it will go with my patriotic decor. My husband told me the other night I don't have enough patriotic stuff. I told him I've got this whole corner right here. Not enough. And then I showed him my calendar crates, and I was like, look at this piece. This piece is about to go up. Still not enough. So apparently next year I need to get working on all of my patriotic pieces and get them finished and put them up around the house. And my final finish, fully finish, is the Home Freebie by Pinker and Punkin Quilting. And so she's got a ton of freebies. I actually went through this week, and all the ones that I wanted to stitch, I printed them off. And so she's done a lot of bee things, and I told you guys I love bees, and so I love this. This is from either Michael's, it's Art Minds, that actually might be Walmart. It's just a little cube box, and I painted it white and then put the piece on. This fabric is from Joann's, I bet. And then 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco. You look at the pattern on her blog, I actually did completely mess this up because counting is hard, y'all. And so there are supposed to be, I think, 5 rows in here, and I only stitched 4. And we were driving to pick up dinner on Saturday, and I'd already done up to here, and I was realizing this isn't going to be even with the top, and I decided it's fine. We're just going to modify it, and I'm not going to take all that stitching out. And so it's a small piece, so I just didn't want to rip it out. This bow, I actually think this ribbon is from the dollar store, and then a bee, which is from Hobby Lobby. I've got a few of those bees, and I need to get more because I've got a lot of bee finishes that I want to do. So cute, love it. Ready for my bee display after 4th of July, probably mid-July. I'll do some bee setups. Okay, I have one finish that is not fully finished. I finished it 2 nights ago, I think. And this was a labor of love. The calendar crates, y'all, are a lot of stitching. And I don't think I realized how much stitching because I did all of the trucks and I kept up with them. I think I'm going to need to go ahead and start calendar crates for August now in order to get it done in time. Because it's a lot more stitching than I realized. So here's the pattern. I do have my finish ready to go. It is similar to this, but I made the finish that I'm going to put it on. Well, my husband helped me make it. I painted it, and then he helped me. So it'll be a little bit different. Hopefully, I'll get that done, and by my next video, I can show you the FFO on it. But here is a small piece, which I finished in one night during Mania. So that one's been done, and I showed you that finish already. And then here is the big piece. And I used all the called for colors. So what I did is I stitched all of the white first, and then I think I did blue next. I did all of the blue, and then there wasn't a lot of green, so I just filled in the green, and then I did all of the red, and then all of the stars. last. So that was the last thing that I did. And I was very excited to get it done. But I really love it. And I'm really excited to fully finish and put it up. So that's that one. So I've got some finishing to do before next time. And I did get my August calendar crates, and I will show you that in haul. So Mania Wrap Up. I went through and I decided to figure out how many pieces I had started, how many I had finished, how many WIPs I had touched, because part of my goal was to work on WIPs from Mania last year. And so I did get everything finished, or I did do it, start or touch whatever it was that I wanted to do, all of the ones that I had. And so I had 28 starts. I had 5 finishes, and the 2 pieces for the counter crates were part of those. And then I had 9 from my 2020 WIPs that I started. And I'd made a little progress on them. So that's a lot. So now, if you do the math, I have a ton more WIPs that now I need to get moving on. So there's that. But I will finish showing you guys what I finished. I think it was the last 3 days of Mania. After my last video, I did not do any stitching. It was late. We had to finish packing up, so there was no more progress on, I think it was winter seasons in chalk that I was working on that day. I didn't get any more progress on that. So it's not going to get touched until I start some more winter Christmas pieces in the fall. But for day 29 of Mania, I stitched on this, and I stitched this in the car on the drive down because this was the day that we were driving. And this is Love Lives Here by Country Cottage Needleworks. And this is a new release this year, I think. I don't have the other piece, so I don't know what year it was. So I got that top part done in the green. And I was happy with that because I also wanted to start the Stars and Stripes that day as well. So I was okay with just getting that top part finished. So the next day was our first day on the beach. We celebrated my son's birthday that day. There wasn't really any stitching that day. But I did get a start on Bent Creek Harvest. I've had this piece for a very long time and I wanted to stitch it. I love the little barn. I'm using a mix. Actually, no, I'm using all DMC. Maybe 1 week's dye works, mostly DMC. I think it calls for a lot more weeks dye works than I'm actually using. I think I'm only doing 1, maybe 2. Maybe that barn I'll do in because the variegation would show on the barn. You ready, y'all? My biggest start yet. Woo! Just that bottom part, a little square. That one's gonna take some time. Not really, I just need to get moving on it. When I start my fall stitching, I'll pull that one out. But it was more important to me to spend time with the family. But I did want to at least try to stick with Mania while I was there, at least a little bit. So therefore, on the last day of Mania, I had 2 more pieces that I wanted to start that I had not started yet. And so I did a little bit on both of them. Not much. This was Memorial Day, I think. And Memorial Day, we actually went to, I'm trying to think of it. It's a wharf that's down there, and they did a Memorial Day fireworks display and music also there by the river, and so we went to that. And so it was a late night for the kids, a late night for us. So while we did a little driving that day, I think I started this one. I can't remember where we were driving on that day. But this is Floyd and Flurry by the Housewives. I love the little fox. It's just super cute. So this is my small start there. So just started on these snowflakes in the top left and middle. So I do want to try to finish that one for winter. I've done only one of there. This is the not what's in my cup. Y'all know what it is. I don't know. But I've only done one of the series, and that's Santa and Rudolph, I think. And then I do have Rudolph, but I haven't done Rudolph yet. So I want to do some more of those. And then my other new start on that day, again, not much. But I do want to do this one. It's Fall Sunflowers by the Housewives. And it's in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And I do have a floss pack for this one, so I'm using all the called for colors. And I just got a little start on the barn. So what's funny about these is I normally don't start in the middle, but on the summer piece that I started for Mania and this one, I both started with the barn, or the middle barn door. This is the top. This is the top. I think I showed it to you guys wrong. This is the very top. Does it go that way? I think it goes that way. I don't even know. When I pick this up again, I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think it goes this way. This is the top of the barn, I think. So I started in the middle on these pieces. I was taught to start in the middle, but I normally start in the top right or the bottom right, just because I stitch in hand. So I'm stitching right to left. So it's just easier for me to start there. But if a piece, these ones I want to make sure I had enough fabric and I didn't screw up my start. And so I started in the middle, and then if there's not a good place to start on the right side, then I'll start somewhere else. But usually I try to start on the right side. Okay, so like I said, I've got a ton of WIPs that I've been working on since Mania, since we got home. So not a ton of progress on all of them, but a little bit. So the first one is the Serendipity stitch along. I think this is my last stitch along for right now, except for cross stitch camp, which I'll talk about that next. And I've still got 2 sections left of this. They've released the whole thing, but I'm behind. But you know what? That's okay. I'll get it done. So here's where I'm at. I did get all of the flowers for the 5th release. So like I said, I still have the 6th and the 7th, and I still have white to I think it's supposed to be leaves, but because I'm doing that part in white, so like that's white, just around this is white, and I think they charted it in a green to be more of like a leaf, but I'm doing white, so that's what I've got to do around that, and then this part will be done. And then the next one is like a repeat of this, so that won't take very long, and then another motif at the very bottom. So I just need to do a little bit on it every day if I can, and then it will get done. And I have no idea how I'm going to finish that, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, so cross stitch camp. The Colorado cross stitcher, if you don't follow her, you should. I really enjoy watching her videos and seeing the projects that she works on. Some of it is stuff that I stitch, and some of it is very different, lots of big samplers. But she does cross stitch camp. I think this is her first year doing it. She's done quilting camp, knitting camp, one of those. I don't quilt or knit, so I'm not entirely sure. And so this is her first year doing cross stitch camp. So for June, July, and August, you pick a piece that you have not stitched before. You start it on June 1st, and your goal is to finish it by the end of the month. So the same thing for July and August, and then there's different challenges. So this month I think was someone who's inspired you or something you've been inspired by for the piece. Next month is a new to you designer, and then August is a new fabric or floss that you've not tried before. And then you're entered in drawings. If you finish, you have to tag her and use the hashtag. So it's on her Flosstube number 12 is where all the details are. So if you want to participate, I will link her below. So check it out. But while I was in Florida, I was notified on Instagram that I won a giveaway that I was completely unexpected and very excited about. So it's by the Little Boot Stitch and sunflowers, so I love it. So when I got home, I immediately printed it off and kitted it up, and I started cross stitch camp a week late. And I'm using all the called for DMC because it does call for DMC. And I'm gonna need something for the back of this one. That's where I'm at. So I'm pretty close. I just need to do the flowers and the stems, and I think that's it. So I decided, as you can see on, let's see if I can show you here. It does say Sunflower Farm on the bottom, so there's a third part of this. But I decided just to do these two and not put the words. If you're getting a theme, I don't always put words on things. And so I ended up, because this bottom row, I think that's the bottom row, ended where the leaves would have been in part of the border. I added a third line, but then I didn't want it to look funny, so I added a third row up here too, to where there's 3 and 3, and then there's 2 in the middle. And I guess I could have tried to add a third one there, but I think it's fine as long as the top and the bottom have it. I think it'll be fine. So it'll just be the 2 and then the flowers. So I will get that finished up, post it before the end of the month to finish up cross stitch camp. I don't know what I'm doing for next month. I'll show you here in a little bit my plans for Jolly July, but I need a new to me designer for that one, and all of the ones that I had planned and kitted up and everything like that are not new to me designers. So I've kind of been going on Etsy trying to see if there's anyone. Twin Peak Primitives I've never stitched, and they've got some really cute that are smaller Christmas patterns, so maybe them. If you have any suggestions on anyone you think I might not have stitched before that have really cute patterns that I might like, please leave them in the comments below, because I don't know what I'm doing. I need to figure that out. Okay, where are we? So Lizzie Kate Summer Smalls. I've done winter, spring, so now I'm on summer. I've done the summer piece, and you can kind of see he's right there. And I stitched berries, so that one is done. So now I'm working up here on bees. Is that what it's called? Yes, the bees. And I have a teeny tiny start there. So there is just the bottom part. And I don't know what fabric this is, but it's kind of a, not tie-dyed, but there's some pinkish, there's some yellow in it. But I just really liked it because I'm going to be doing the beehive and the bees, and I thought it would contrast really well there. So I need to do bees and birds, and they'll be quick stitches. I think now that Calendar Crates is done, I'm going to try to finish up some of these small pieces that I have before Jolly July starts, and then get into my Christmas stitching, because after Christmas in July it's going to be fall stitching for August and September, probably maybe October. I don't know. We'll see how long I want to stitch on fall stuff. But fall and Christmas are my favorite, so they normally last longer. But Christmas, November, December, there's not a ton of time to stitch those, so that's why I really like Jolly July. Okay, so sampler of the month. This is June. I did finally start it, and I'm making real good progress. This piece has gotten put aside because of everything else I've been working on, so I might just keep him on the side until next year and try to get him up for next year, because May's over here hanging out and it's almost July, so I might need to go ahead and just start July and accept that June is not going to be done this year. It's okay. I picked up a start from Mania, and that is Lizzie Kate Buzzy String, and I had finished the ladybugs when I was doing Mania, and I've only put a little bit of progress in this. It won't take long, it's almost there, but I do want to get it finished up. Let's see, fold that a little bit better so it'll fit in. So I put the leaves, the letters, M, N, Q, R, and P, and then the little sailboat. I love that little guy, he's cute. So there's not much, let's see. T, U, V, watermelon, and some more letters. It'll go quick. And then I do have the finishing piece for that. I got inspiration from Terry with Cornhuster State Stitchers, and it's a piece from Walmart that's just a shelf. So check out their latest Flosstube. I think in her haul section she mentioned the piece from Walmart that she's done a lot of the strings. And this is my very first one, but I think I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to put them on, and that is a really good piece, I think. So I'm hopeful that it'll turn out the way that I want it to, but I'll probably keep checking on her for inspiration to see how she ends up doing her finishes there. So yesterday the housewives put out more in their sunflowers and bees tiered tray tidbits. I haven't done the first two yet. They're in my stash to do. But yesterday I just couldn't resist. I finished calendar crates. I thought, okay, a new start. That sounds good. So this is Honeybee Lane, and I just absolutely love those beehives and the flowers, the house. I love it. So I started it yesterday, and this is where we're at. So I just need to put in the other house and then the sunflowers up here and the words. And I have some green down here I need to do, but it's just a little bit. I'm using not called for colors. Let's see. It calls for Queen Bee, but I'm using Honeycomb because I don't see the difference in Queen Bee and Honeycomb. If you do, please let me know because I can't really tell. I think they're really easily switched out, and I didn't have any Queen Bee. It's all kitted up in other projects. I'm using Rain Shower, which is called for 3865, and then 3862 instead of Trail Dust, but that's the called for conversion. And then Steamed Broccoli, the conversion for that though is 935, but I'm using 936, and there's not a lot of green in it. So I don't think you would really see the variegation. And this is a darker green, but I think it is pretty comparable to Steamed Broccoli. So those are all of my current WIPs. Lots of small ones in there that I can get done probably pretty quickly. I just need to put the time into them. So that's gonna be some of my goals for the next couple of weeks before Jolly July starts. So speaking of, let's do haul first, and then I'll go into Jolly July. You know when you put in a lot of orders for, especially pre-orders, and everything just comes at once, it's happy mail, obviously, but it's a lot. So there's a lot of haul here. So I don't think I'll have as much next time because I don't have a lot of pre-orders that are coming in. I think I only have one order that's out there, and that's for the August sampler of the month. So in Florida, we did some thrift store shopping for maybe an hour or two. It wasn't much. We just had a little time to kill before an event that we were doing. And so at one of them, they had a cross-stitch piece that I decided to rescue. I have no idea what pattern it is, what anything it is. I don't know what year it was stitched either. They did put their initials on it. So KTL are the initials. I'm gonna try to get the glare out of here because it's professionally framed. Let's see. You can see my lights in that glare. Sorry for the glare. And I just thought it was really pretty. And so I think it was $6, which on the one hand, good deal. On the other hand, kind of sad that that's how some of our cross stitch ends up, is in a thrift shop for someone. So it says, welcome, we spell home, LOVE, and I love it. So I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I thought it was really cute and I had to rescue it. My husband just kind of got a tickle out of that. And then I posted about an estate sale that was here locally. We got back from the beach on Saturday and I was scrolling through our estate sales and there was a really big one, and this person was a prolific quilter. So all of you quilters out there would have loved it. There's an entire room with just fabric and a ton of stuff. And it went pretty quick, but I ended up on the very last day where everything was half price. And it was 3 hours, I think, that they were doing it. And so I had to go do grocery pickup, and I told my husband on my way, I'm going to stop by here. The line was ridiculous to pay. However, for $18, I got a ton of magazines, a couple finishing pieces. I missed the floss by like one person. She got there and she wanted it all, so she took it all. But I did get some 25 count white Lugana, which I coffee tea dyed already. And so it was a really great haul, and she just had a ton of cross-stitch magazines, a couple books, not very many leaflets, and she was mostly a quilter, so tons of fabric. But I thought I'd show you just a few things that I got from there. And the reason why I chose this one for just cross-stitch is because it says Meet Lizzie Kate Designer. So I thought that was really cool. So I think there's a piece in here by her. This is February 2000. Let's see the feature. Page 18, I'll show you, see what we've got. So it's featuring Lizzie Kate, and there is, oh, so this is the piece that there's a pattern for in here. So I probably will stitch that. But I thought that was really cool to feature Lizzie Kate in the magazine. And then this is another Just Cross Stitch, and it has a Prairie Schooler. So of course I had to get that one. Very cute. And this was the only Prairie Schooler, like I said, not many leaflets, but I did see this and I thought, okay, that's gold. So I need to pick it up. So it is book 89, Village Green. And then one more from that is Sue Hillis, Life and Liberty. I don't think I'll stitch the whole thing, but I think I'll do some smalls from it because they're really cute. And it would be really easy to do some smalls, and it's got all the buttons too. So I got some finishing pieces also because there were some buttons that they had. Trying to think. Some cute little cross stitch stockings that you can put like a cross stitch, just a teeny tiny piece. Those were really cute. Some ribbon I think I got. So it was a really productive haul. Okay, I got July, which I told you guys I need to start on, the sampler of the month. This was from Cross Stitch Express, and they're on Etsy, and they send a free pattern with every purchase. So this was the free pattern that I got from them, so that was really sweet. And I ordered my August from them as well. Okay, I went to Hobby Lobby for some finishing pieces, and they had fabric that I had not seen that they had before. And so this is 32 count Murano even weave, and this is ice. And so it's just a light gray, and I actually cut some of this off already for a Jolly July project. And this is a gray and taupe. So they're small pieces. I wish I had the coupon to where I could use the coupon, but I don't have a coupon anymore. But I stitch on 32 count a little bit, but I'd like to do a little bit more, so I need to find some pieces that'll go on there. And let's see. The Punch Needle and Primitive magazine for the summer came out, and there's a lot that I love in this one. I do want to start on summer because I have spring still up, and spring's just hanging out. And I'm not stitching these on black so far. I might do winter, maybe fall, we'll see. But I thought I would use this. I think it's a 28 count. It could be I don't know. It could be a little bit bigger than that. But it's a green, some sort of red dye on it, mystery piece that I have. And so as long as I do the leaves in a darker green, then I think it will work. And I do have the floss pack for this one as well. That was part of my haul from Fat Quarter Shop. Before let's see. Hold on, we'll do needle case goodies next. So my needle case goodies came in, and we've got Let's Talk Summer with Chalk Talk. So I want to start the summer piece, but I first need to finish the spring piece. That's on my to-do list because it'll be quick from Mania. There wasn't a ton left that I had to do. So I'm going to start with all the small pieces on these ones and work my way up to the bigger one. I've done the winter from the magazine, her very first one that she did. I don't have the winter from the Let's Talk Chalk series yet. And then I also got Sleepy Hollow Lodge from Little House Needleworks. So cute. And of course, Queen Bee Bakery from the Housewives. This probably will be done next year. As much as I love it, I've got to get working on August calendar crates. And then one of my Jolly July pieces will be into All Good Night. This is going to be, I think, my focus piece for Jolly July because I love it. I already know how I want to finish it. I've got my dad making a piece. I sent him my idea. I gave him the measurements and he said he would do it. So he is working on a custom piece for me to finish it on. So I really want to get this completely done by the end of the month if I could. So that would be really cool. And then Dot Dot Goose project bag. I couldn't resist. I love it. So I put some patriotic pieces in there, all those ones that my husband told me I need to get started on or finish. So I was really excited to get that in the mail. I do have a bunch of project bags I want to make because I've been organizing my craft room. That's where some of my time has been going lately. About an hour a night if I can squeeze it in. My son's been helping me a little bit down there too, using his big strong muscles to help me move stuff around. And so I found I have a ton of fabric. And so I've been matching fabric up because I'm never gonna use all of it. And so I'm gonna start cutting out what I need for project bags and then using ElizabethAnnCanStitch, her tutorial for finishing bags. So hopefully I'll have a lot of bags coming up in the near future that I can start putting more projects in. And then finally, we're almost done with haul. Fat Quarter Shop came in. So the first thing with Fat Quarter Shop is, this was a separate order. For the July calendar crates, I think I ordered it from Etsy. And then I decided I'd already ordered it before Fat Quarter Shop mentioned that they were going to be doing a floss pack and pattern only, which I have my own fabric, which is the 28 count Black Monaco, so I didn't want to get the fabric from them. So instead, I signed up for that. And I'm really excited. This is my first pattern and floss pack club that I've been a part of. So I've just started the Floss Fix. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Floss Fix. This is my second one that I got in the mail. And so now I'm on this one. So I've started down a rabbit hole. You know, it happens. Floss Fix for June, I guess. Yeah, June. Purples, which I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned. Purple is my favorite color. And there's a lot in here that I don't have. So we've got Pixie Dust, Sugar Plum, Purple Aster, Plum Paisley, Argyle Socks, and Wisconsin Woods. I think the only one I've ever stitched with is Plum Paisley. So I'm really excited about these and to add them to my collection. And then I did put in some floss pack orders. So for Into All Good Nights, I didn't want to try to figure it out, so I just got the floss pack because there's a lot. And I know it calls for a lot because it's a big piece. And then, like I said, I got the Buffalo Plaid Summer as well. So I can start that. And then I've been getting all of the Jolly July projects together. And so I needed some fancy floss for them. So I've got Weeks and Gentle Arts, and there's a Classic Colorworks in there. So some floss. And then while I was at it, I had to get some stitch cards by Lori Holt. I've not done any of these yet. These are my first that I have ordered. And I loved the bees, and I love the patriotic and the little camper because we'll be going camping next month. So I love those. I'll probably be getting more of them. And they come in individual cards, which, I mean, they're called stitch cards, so I guess that makes sense, but they're so cute. And JavaGirlStitches, she was featured on the Flosstube for Fat Quarter Shop, and they featured her little pillows that she's made. I've seen them in her Flosstubes, but it was still fun to see her on Fat Quarter Shop featured on there, which I know she stitches for them as well. Okay, last but not least, it's in a Vera Bradley bag because I needed to put it somewhere, is going to be Jolly July plans. So if you're not familiar with Jolly July, it is I think with Fat Quarter Shop, I think they started it maybe, and Kimberly Jolly July, also Christmas. So stitching Christmas in July, the Housewives last year put out 4 Christmas smalls, and I've stitched those ornaments. And I know that they're gonna have more tiered trays and then Dapper Doodads, I think, so I'm sure I'll be adding those into the mix with the crazy that's over here. And then To All Good Night. So basically, the idea is just stitching Christmas through July, to where you've got pieces come Christmas that you can finish, or ornaments. And so last year I finished a bunch of ornaments that I wanted to do from different magazines, from patterns that I had. And I think I also, the big piece that I did was these Santa and Rudolph with the cup. And for whatever reason, I can't remember the name of the series. Anyway, so, and that was a Housewives piece. So I might show that one at my next video in honor of Jolly July starting, because I really love that piece. I love how it turned out. The finishing is awesome. So, in my personal opinion, I'll pick a couple of these out and just show you what I'm thinking for Jolly July. I went through and picked out a bunch of ornaments that I want to do, because I do want my main piece to be the And to All Good Night. And then I'm also going to be, if I don't finish it before then, the August calendar crates and July sampler of the month. So this is Lizzie Kate Wise Men Still Seek Him. So it's pretty small. I've started kitting these up. They all have their fabric, but all of my floss is pulled. I just need to now go back through and put them in the bags that I've got these in. So this is a Prairie Schooler. I've not stitched any of the big Prairie Schoolers yet. I've done a couple small Santas as ornaments, but I've not done any of the yearly pieces. This is 2012. And I just wanted to start with him because I think he's really cute, and with the mail and everything. I like that one. I'm not like Priscilla, who has, only 5 left to go. I am just beginning on those. This is a pattern that I got last year after a stitch along that I did, and this is by Pine Mountains, and it is called Wondrous. Cute little houses. It doesn't look like it'll be a big stitch, and I don't know if this will be an ornament or not. Probably not. It looks a little bit bigger than an ornament. And then Lizzie Kate, Don't Get Your Tinsel in a Tangle. Another small one, but cute. I really want to get some more ornaments for my tree, so that's why I'm trying to go through my ornaments that I have, ornament patterns, and get started on some of them. This is Lizzie Kate Celebrate 15. I got this at, I think, Christmas last year, and I absolutely love this Santa. I don't know what it is about him, but I think he's absolutely adorable, and I want to get this one done. He is one of my top ones to work on. These are 2 that I kitted up last year for Jolly July and never got to, because Housewives, I'm sure, is what the reason was. I don't blame them. I just give them credit. So this is Little House Needleworks Tree Farm? Yeah, Tree Farm. I don't know if I'll start this one or not. It may just stay kitted up, but it might. And then another Little House Needleworks Peppermint Twist. And I don't think that one will take super long. It doesn't look too much, but it's cute. And I love all things peppermint. And another Lizzie Kate. This is Tiny Tidings 16. I think I wanted to do the Be Merry up here because it's small. Because I've got all those other pieces that I want to work on, I needed some small pieces to where I might actually have luck in getting some finishes done. And then Lizzie Kate Joy to the World. And I want to do this piece because it's cute. And this one, I don't think there's beads, but it came with fabric, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to do my own fabric, but the pattern did come with fabric wherever I got it from. So I've shown this one and the fabric that I dyed for it, but I want to actually get it started. So part of the floss that I got in haul was for this piece, because I've picked out, you can see I've got my conversions there on what I'm going to use. I'm going to do a little bit different than what they called for, some classic colorworks in there instead, but I want to get started on it. This one won't get done, but it'll go in the rotation hopefully for moving on into Christmas. And Santa's Village, Mrs. Claus Cookie Shop, Country Cottage Needleworks. I have stitched 9 of these, I think, and I'm doing them individually. And so the other 9 are already fully finished and they go out on display. And I've started them in 2012, I think. So I need to get these finished. That's a long time to be stitching a series. So this is the next one. It's been kitted for a long time. I just haven't started it. I did finish one last year, I think. Okay, we're almost done. So I was part of last year the Crazy Annie's gift tag ornament club, and I finished the 3, maybe 4 of them, but the rest of them are still in their bag with their floss, and so I need to get moving on them. And I chose him to start on because he's really cute, and I love the wagon with the snowman in the tree. So that I'm using fancy floss, and then just, I think it's all called for, and then scraps of, because they're small, of Coffee Tea Dead Monaco probably. And the other ones are WIPS from last year that I probably need to do something about. I don't have the picture for this one, so I can't show the pattern, but it is hands-on design. Plenty is what it's called, and it's a reindeer. So I started this one last year, and that's how far I got. And it is from one of the Just Cross Stitch Ornament magazines. So I need to finish him up. And the other one's also from a Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's also a Kathy Haberman. A bigger picture. I'm trying not to show the pattern. And it is this little guy piece. And this one I got a real big start on. Nope, teeny tiny. The other one has more hope of being done than this one, but they go together, I think. So those are from last year that I started and never finished. They're on scraps of 28 count black fabric, but I don't know. One feels like a Monaco and the other feels like a Jobelin. So that's probably what it is. And the last one that I want to work on. Clearly I have way too many plans for Jolly July. Probably half of them aren't going to be touched, but at least I have options and they're kitted up. And then come Christmas stitching, I can pull them and start on them, even though I'm going to be adding more to my plans. And this is why I need more project bags, because I have too many projects. This is Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks. I have done 2 of them. It's a series of 9, I think. So I'm going to show the 2 that I've done because I've not fully finished them yet. So this one was done in 2019, and it's the quilt. Really cute. And then the farmhouse with the sheep. Was that one 20? Yeah, they were both done in 2019. So it's been 2 years since I've worked on this series. And this is 28 count Jobelin, some kind of blue. And I think where I've got all the other ones, I've got all the fabric cut for them. I just need to actually work on them, and I don't know how I'm going to finish them. Somebody on Facebook a couple years ago, because these patterns are not new, they've been around for a while. Does it have a year? Obviously, 2018 is when they were. Posted that she finished them in an accordion style. I don't know if you guys have seen that. But it's super cute. I don't know how she did it. I showed my mom and I said, you know how this was done? Because I love it. I don't think I'll be able to figure out how to finish that. So my next one is, I think I showed this Baba black sheep that I want to do. And I started it, so I've got the border done, or started, almost done. It does have, I guess I did this a little differently too. I probably got inspiration from someone. So the border is supposed to be all white, but I added in some red too. I like that. I didn't realize I did that. And I don't think I did it for this one though. Does that mean I pull it out and I start over? Does that mean I just take red thread and go over the white one that I did not stitch? So it's just that one white piece and every 4 piece that I did red on. Nuts. I don't think I picked this. I obviously didn't grab these ones when I started this last year. All right, well, something to think about. I'm glad I pulled those out to look at them together. Otherwise, I would not have realized that. I think that's it, y'all. Another long video. I won't let 3 weeks go by next time. I probably won't have as much next time either. So that's probably good. So those are my plans. Jolly July starting, But my next video will be the beginning of Jolly July, like July 1st, probably, if I can get in there to do that. So I won't have any Jolly July yet. So I'm just going to work on the next 2 weeks, the small pieces that I need to finish, start my August calendar crates, maybe start July, sampler of the month. I want to make those project bags like I mentioned. I'm hoping that my mom and I can get together. She has her sewing machine. I'll have mine. I'll have it all cut out and ready to go to where it'll hopefully go smoothly, and we can do that maybe while the kids are at preschool. And then cross stitch camp. I got to finish that one up. And like I said, if you have suggestions for what my piece for July should be, because that one is one that I have to start and finish. So in the midst of everything else that I just showed you, I need to start that one and finish that one in July. And I want it to be a Christmas piece. And it's a designer that I've never stitched before. So now you've seen like the designers that I like, the designers that I know. So let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments below. Thank you so much for sticking with me for 55 minutes now. So this is a long video. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks. And I hope you guys get to do some stitching and just have a great next couple of weeks. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.